and then give me a clap. Level sync.
This one? No.
People are so, blinded to the idea that there are different ways to look at things, and art is as unique as every individual person who's looking. It's purely subjective. So I have a lifetime of experience and biases that I am bringing to the viewing of this television episode. Yeah. You have a lifetime of unique perspectives and experience and biases that shape how you see the exact same episode.
Yeah.
The sheer variety of uniqueness because of that in subjective media is fucking mind-blowing. So I think it's very important not only to acknowledge my own biases, like this is how I'm seeing this, this is how I read this, but also acknowledge that Sabino, you are a very unique human with a different set of experiences and biases, so you're going to experience it differently. If we align on something, that's awesome, but if not, that's cool too, because art is fucking subjective.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very good thing to have these conversations, especially when the agreement came. The conversation is over. The friction, the tension, that makes a conversation more,
makes it interesting. It makes it interesting. If we agree on everything, then there's no point in having a conversation in the first place.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get a bill. I rest my case.
There you go. Welcome to the pointless creative pod sort of thing that we do every now and then. My name is Jordan. This lovely motherfucker is Sabino. On my side, I am a writer, filmmaker, and today I'm a creative masturbator. But hey, you can interpret that however you like. How would you like to introduce yourself, Sabino?
I guess that I'm I can't say any of the words that I was thinking about to describe myself. So I'm an entrepreneur who loves art, films, and related stuff.
Cool, very cool. You went to school for film too, right?
Yeah. I'm a filmmaker by profession. I'm a writer, a screenplay. That's my title, my degree, or whatever.
Your actual degree is in screenwriting.
Yeah, and it is useless to me.
It's a very useless degree. Yes, this is
well, except for sales. Like you have to tell a story in order to sell your product.
True, so. and I will argue like screenwriting is probably my first passion, the first thing that I like truly love doing. And it is such a great way to cut your teeth and learn how to write, because novel writing is so much more complicated and in-depth, but with screenwriting, you learn how to tell your fucking story. You tell it, you get it, like, and it's structured, and it's so much easier to get that 120 pages locked down than it is to get that same story in novel form. So it's a great way to cut your teeth. And I will, just on the tech side, because I do love that intersection of technology and creativity. Final Draft was just such a
ahead of its time.
When you know how to use it and you're in the zone, because the formatting
the producer will love you.
The formatting of a screenplay is complicated and can be a barrier. So when the software kind of facilitates that and then gets out of your way, it's a joy. It's a joy.
You can do a script in Notepad if you want.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
But Final Draft made it so much easier, and the structure is a very fascinating thing to me too, because I also draw and I study like a couple of. I take a couple of classes of drawing. So I had like drawing 1, 2, and 3. And drawing 1 was just to draw like vertical lines and horizontal lines and circles, so you can loosen your head. And then we got so far as I don't know, to draw a banana or geometric parts, so you can study the light. And in the second part of the class, you can draw an actual human being. So they will bring models, and you apply that geometry into that thing. And then you learn to put light and shadows and like a render of your drawing.
Sure.
And it's so much easier to make it that way. That doesn't mean that you can go ahead and write a script whatever you want to, or you can grab a pencil and write or draw whatever you want, or paint whatever you want. But it's so much easier to have a structure and a method.
Yes.
That is the framework of your work.
Yeah. Yeah, I also just wanted to kind of close the loop on the Final Draft thing. As much as I love the experience of writing in Final Draft, it was back when we were doing the webcams series, which was a collab series on YouTube way back in the day. Even though I was writing all of these scripts, I would do it in Notepad so that so I developed my own kind of like shorthand for the screenplay format in plain text, so that it was so much it was just easier and faster to iterate and share them with collaborators around the world. So I ended up developing that style, that just very simple style in plain text for my screenwriting. Well, dude, we're on a 3-week schedule here. Or wait, shit, it's actually been 4 weeks, hasn't it? It's been a hot minute. How you doing, buddy?
Gonna take it easy. I'm good, man. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm living the YouTube life.
Not too bad.
And the YouTube life is is fucking weird, dude. It's fucking weird. But
I know. I noticed your the attention you're getting with the boys topic.
I will say this last one, which was on the finale. I at least that one I went in with my eyes fully open. Like I knew exactly what I was doing, and I knew exactly how people were going to receive it, and the issue. But I will genuinely say, I watched that finale. There was probably like 1 or 2 episodes early on in the last season 5 here, where I was feeling that drag early on, where it was like, are we gonna get to a point here? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But honestly, when we were in the final stretch, those last 3 episodes, I was locked in, and I like genuinely, I was looking at nothing. I watched that finale. I enjoyed the finale. It moved me. It affected me. For me, it was a lovely farewell to these people that I have spent 7 years with, And then I legitimately start going online and looking at the commentary on it, and I'm like, I guess I was the only one who enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, it happened to me, like, I remember what happened, like, in The Lord of the Rings. We talked about this, like, a lot of times. Like, you have a climax, and then you have another hour of movie, and you're not sure where you're getting at.
Yeah.
And same happened to me with the conclusion of the Marvel movies, with the Endgame. Like, I have a climax, the Infinity Wars, like Thanos and stuff, and then you get which is a good one, like a good goodbye to all these characters and the arc of Captain America, and it was good. It was what it was needed to be. And in The Boys, I can identify, for me, the peak was the Orgasmatron. episode.
The Orgasmatron episode.
Yeah,
We're crossing streams here, but I like it.
What was it with the orgy, with the superhero orgy? The first time that Billy Butcher took the B5.
Sure. Yeah, back in that was season
beat the
3.
shit out
right?
of
Yeah.
And then I felt like, holy shit, Butcher got it. And then it was like resolution of characters, and it did it for me. Like the last season, I felt like I slept the first half, and then I was really engaged because it's the boys, and we are in this journey with these characters, and Huey Campbell is the main protagonist, and I want to see resolution, and I got it, and I was fine with it, but I wasn't blown away like the Orgasmatron or whatever the name is.
Sure.
What was the name?
That is a
Herogasm.
There you go. I was thinking of what was it? It's a Trey Parker film, Orgasmo, I think, and he had a weapon. Have you ever seen that? It's one of his early low budget movies, and he had this weapon that this kind of like this sci-fi gun that he points it when he fires it. The person that he's aiming it at will have an orgasm. It's
I had that weapon in high school.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking in Wargasm. Wargasm is a band.
Okay.
It's like a new aggro metal band.
Like I said in my video, I felt like the original plan was 3 seasons. Like that was what was officially mapped out. And then after the success of the first season, Amazon says, "Hey, can you make it 5?" And that to me explains why those first 3 seasons are really tight, and then once we hit season 4, it's like the entire point of season 4 was to set up that finale, that the very, very end with Huey and Butcher, and it's like you could have done that in a single episode. We didn't have to spend all of season 4 chasing a virus and building up this virus, so that like it could have just been a single episode. So it really felt like it was stretched out. But again, this is what just, I mean, I know you watched the video, so I'm gonna but this is what's so infuriating to me about the toxicity of the discourse, specifically around the boys. Television, and that's why I did the television episode, for the love of television. So television genuinely is hard. When you're doing that 2-hour movie, you are driven by story, you are driven by plot, and it's a lot easier to stay fucking focused on that, right? When you're doing television, even with this limited order, it's still 8 episodes to fill. And with television, it really is less about that story and more about the characters, because we need to be...
That's the whole point.
Right, we need to be emotionally invested in those characters to keep tuning in week after week. This is why I had a hard time with all of the any Game of Thrones that wasn't the OG Game of Thrones. So I had a very hard time getting emotionally invested in any of those characters. So I'm like, why the fuck should I watch it? I agree. The last 2 seasons, they lost the plot and it got a little too scattered. I'm not arguing against that whatsoever, but I do think that is the nature of television. Very rarely, I think Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, very rarely do you have a show Lost is famous for fucking up their ending, although I haven't seen it at all. But very rarely do you get a television show that stays consistent from the first episode to the last. There's always filler episodes. There's always this corporate mandate to stretch it, to keep it going. And I feel like that's just what we saw here. And,
Unless you're Fincher with Mindhunter or something.
Dude, even
like
second season of Mindhunter. Dude, no. Even second season of Mindhunter, it fell off. It was still good, but it still fell off. And that's part. I think part of it is also, you know, where we go from like more traditional episodic television, sitcoms, like classic Star Trek, you know, where we're taking an hour to tell the more
even Breaking Bad, man.
Well, Breaking Bad kind of bridged it. Was certainly one of those bridge shows,
right?
Where it was like, all right, it is episodic, but we are having a much more consistent overall arc. So we went from itty bitty episodes, you know, single shot episodes to like Buffy did really brought into vogue the season long arc.
Yeah.
Right? And then with Breaking Bad, it was fuck the season long arc. Let's do a show long arc. And we kind of moved away from the traditional style of television and into these ridiculously long format movies. And
right. Well, it happened with the old episode, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, if you are successful, you have to deliver more.
Absolutely,
that's a natural.
Yeah,
that's a natural law. In this case, we had the comic though.
First of all, I want you to finish your thought, but this is another harebrained sort of thing that I laugh at, because I'm pretty sure you watched this video because it's one of the most popular boys videos on YouTube. But I think anyone who has read the comics or has gotten an overview of the comics knows that these comics are objectively terrible. They are bad comics. Yeah. So holding up these comics is like, oh, it's not true to the comics, or it's not, you know, authentic to the comics are dog shit. No one wants to see a film version of these comics because these comics are terrible. I had to get that off my chest. Continue. I'm sorry.
I could argue a little bit that I haven't watched read the comics. I'm not a comic guy.
Sure.
But I did watch a video, like a couple of videos, to know my way around when we make this meeting. And I find out that a lot of the teams were in the comic. And who was the guy who wrote it? I forgot the name, but he wrote
Garth Ennis. I literally
that's the guy. And that guy made The Punisher and another comic that is very well received. He can really tell a story.
Garth Ennis famously hates superheroes.
He makes fun of Stan Lee and Superman, and he made a parallel with all these emblematic heroes to explore something more deep. Sure. Kind of like Alan Moore made it with Watchmen again.
I saw that comparison as well, and I want to push back because, again, based on everything I'm saying, those original comics are like anything but deep.
I think this violence is a style to make a stronger point. Like, do you remember the monologue in Seven with John Doe? And he says, to make sure that people listen, you don't. They won't listen if you tap the shoulder anymore. You have to hit them with the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the same energy and style. Because you can actually be a horrible person and write something meaningful.
Sure.
True. You have to articulate it. You have to have a style of your own and a message, and something that we can connect. That's the point of art, right?
in this defense of Garth Ennis and the boys' comics?
Yeah.
What are you arguing was the greater message that he was communicating with the blunt hammer?
Well, it's just a black and white parody of the society. Like we talk some other times, the artist whether if you want it or not, you are taking a picture of the times that you're living in, right? And you can interpret some things and put the Trump character. I don't think that Homelander was like Trump. I do think that it's the stereotypical Trump, right? So they both fall into the same category, like a gringo loco motherfucker who is trying to reach power and he's
I think
not a strategic.
He was very much the Trump metaphor in the show. In the comics, it was something else, obviously, completely different. But in the show, and I think
make America great again.
You know, he didn't do anything to earn his spot. Like he was born into it, just like Donald Trump. Yeah. He didn't have to work to earn his fortune. Not that it was necessarily a fortune, but his power, basically. I think
they upgraded the profile.
I think.
I mean, updated.
The main reason for Soldier Boy was to actually draw that parallel between Donald Trump and his father, and to show, you know, again, what kind of father issues. So that's the problem. I've seen a lot of toxicity.
It works in some other levels too.
Absolutely.
Well, Captain America and Superman. DC, Marvel.
It does. Yes, it works on other levels, but like they were writing it as the Donald Trump arc. That from start to finish, it was always the Donald Trump arc, and that was which is why it had to end with him, you know, a sniveling weasel.
Yeah, in the White House.
You take away all of that power, whether it is the power of the presidency or his superpowers.
Yeah, of course. Right.
And he's useless. And I do also think it's incredibly important to understand, despite what season 1 looks like, Homelander is an idiot. It was all marketing and promotion. He doesn't know how to fight. He doesn't know how to strategize.
No.
He might get lucky sometimes, but he's an idiot. He doesn't know how to actually be a hero, or even, you know, or even a villain for that matter. You know, it's all marketing and promotions. Again, the parallel is Donald Trump became who he is because of the Apprentice TV show, because of marketing and fucking promotions. That paved the way to the White House and created that mystique about this asshole. I'm sorry, I try very hard to say Donald fucking Trump in everything whenever I mention him.
Yeah, I appreciate the effort, man. I know how you feel about him. I do think that Homelander is a smart villain that is blinded by his ego.
Why do you think he's smart?
He's smart enough to listen. He told him to say, like, he's a very capable but spoiled and unbalanced person, hero or whatever, demigod, like product. I think that this Homelander is at best like clever and capable, and he has some smart ideas, but he fucked it up because of his emotional unbalance. Now, I just want to make that distinction. I don't think that he's dumb. I think he does dumb stuff, but he's always complaining, like Leonardo DiCaprio when he was complaining in his trailer in Once Upon a Time in
very narcissistic. Yeah, that is the problem. First of all, I loved him, and there's a reason why the show pivoted, you know, after season 1 to really put Homelander at the center, and we saw that in these last 2 seasons. It's like, wait, I thought it was Huey. I thought Huey was the star of the show, and yet it's all about Homelander. Homelander, exactly. So he is a great character. I want to push back on that argument because you're right. There are a few moments where he does listen, especially with the Legend in this season when the Legend told it to him straight. He was listening and he heard that.
Or to Gus Spring. I mean, the other guy.
No, I don't think he ever listened to him. But this is
he didn't blast him.
But this is my point about that. A stupid person can listen, but a smart person, an intelligent person, will hear, and they will hear even when it's not what they want to hear. And that's the thing. That's the narcissism there. Is like, you're right. There are occasions when he would listen, but he only listened when it served his narcissism.
Well, but a healthy person do take action.
Sure.
On that. He's not healthy.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was going on to not fucking hearing. I don't know. Maybe he did hear it, but his unhealthy nature.
Mm-hmm.
He's fucked up.
Here's my question. I know you watch my videos. You've seen maybe not all of them, but you've watched my boys' videos, and you know my take, and you know the even absurd one where I think it's healthy, at least for myself, to look at the show from that meta-satirical perspective, where the whole thing, the show structure itself, is satire of franchise media. Why is it that we're sitting here as friends having a conversation about it with differing opinions, and like there's no toxicity here? What is it about the internet and YouTube fucking comments? Why is it so wrong for me to enjoy something that other people hate, or flip it around? You know, why is that so fucking wrong? What is the difference here, man?
Yeah, I think that the most important thing about your videos is that you have an actual opinion and you put it out there, even if you're right or wrong. And I know you're very like I don't know, open guy. We can talk about this stuff and not being in an agreement. But internet comments, man, are just people who are just passing by. And they are not interested in engaging in any conversation. They just venting. Evoke a reaction, or maybe just venting, or maybe they just having a hard time taking a chat. Like commenting on the video.
Fandoms have just been reduced to such toxicity. Like we saw it in real time with Star Wars. I see it a lot in Star Trek.
Yeah.
And then like this boys thing is such a perfect example. Again, because there are comments. There are comments on my videos that have not seen the light of day thanks to the YouTube auto moderator, and there's some ugly fucking shit in there. So, but what I'm noodling over is this idea of like, oh, gee, maybe fandoms, I know the internet made fandoms toxic, but also, what is a fan? A fan is short for fanatic, so maybe that was always in the fucking DNA.
Yeah, man, you can go to the park and shout "fuck Jesus." You're gonna have some
normal people, and I guess I should use that. I use that term loosely, and I don't mean to point fingers or be too, but like if you care that much about something,
if you really care about a topic, you don't go online and commenting on it. You do something about it.
There's a fascinating contradiction here, especially when you look at like what ended up happening with Star Wars, and how those fanatics, was it Kelly Tran, the Asian girl, like she was bullied off the fucking internet, and off of her role was reduced.
I don't remember her.
She was a major supporting role in the Rian Johnson one, and then she had a very reduced role in Skywalker because of all of the toxicity.
Girlfriend of the
The contradiction that is interesting to me is you've got the fanatics, these people who care so much about this thing or that thing, this IP or that IP, and it's like. Certainly with the boys, and this is what really struck me, because I watched a panel for the finale with the cast.
Oh, nice.
And it's like Kripke wasn't making this show because he hated what he was doing. And you can see it with the actors and how they present themselves and how they talk about what they're doing, that there is a passion and a love for what they're doing. So there's this weird juxtaposition of the fanatics' passion and like the actual creatives' passion, like the people who are making the show. And it's like, wow, could you guys be any further apart? And I don't know. That's interesting to me. That's fascinating to me.
No,
and
it is.
And I know this is like, oh, welcome to the internet, Crumbine. You know, so nice of you to get to arrive. You know, better late than never.
How many years have you been a YouTuber?
I know, right? From the get-go.
A major part of the audience are morons, because I remember the hate that this guy, the King Joffrey in Game of Thrones.
Another example. Yeah, another great example.
Yeah, they couldn't leave it alone, and he was making such a wonderful job because his character lead to that hatred.
Yeah.
And that was a testament of a very
well done
job as an actor.
Yeah.
Right? I get a performance, yeah. So when you have these fanatics, they don't listen to reason, but they are an important part of the pillar that elevates the show, the product.
Yeah, you're right, and I wanted to caveat that too, because like the shows exist because of the fans, because people enjoy it. But you do have that subset of fans that take it to fanaticism, to a toxic.
Yeah, they have a hole in their heart. You have to fill it with something. They fill it with porn. You always have a vice.
Sure.
Either it's cookies or whatever the fuck. And some people. That's why I like RoboCop or Who Framed Roger Rabbit that much.
Sure.
They were part of my formation as a person. Like a formative years, that was very precious to me in an emotional level. So when it comes to defend it, I cannot be like biased towards the topic, right? And I think that's has a lot to do with the fanaticism of certain, like the Marvel against DC or The Boys.
Right. I think a big takeaway for me is that this entire experience with The Boys and on YouTube and my videos about them has been an absolute fucking gauntlet. And like I've learned so much about who I want to be on YouTube and what I want to be doing. And like, you know, kind of like talking about going back to when we were doing all the shorts and I was doing the political channels, like I shut down the political channel because the Charlie Kirk murder happened, and like, oh, if you're going to cover politics, you're also going to be covering a lot of ugly shit. And yes, it's easy engagement and easy to rage bait there. But I didn't want to do that for my own mental health. So as I'm going through the Boys experience, I've had these moments over the past several weeks where I have sat in like utter, complete, zero confidence, doubt in myself, in what I was doing, to the point like, oh, should I delete that? Like, how wrong am I on this? And it wasn't until I saw a video. So I think I wrote my script for The Boys finale, and I saw a video from a guy who works on one of the big channels that does 100 Things You Missed, like all those details and stuff. And it was I think it was a writer on his channel, and he just echoed so much of what I was saying. I was like, oh, someone else who's being realistic about that and putting those measured opinions onto the internet. And I'm like, oh, okay, there's one other person who's doing this. And I was like, okay. That reassured me, and like, okay, I can tackle this video and not doubt myself about what I'm doing here. But it really, the whole, like I was saying, is the whole experience has been this accelerated crash course in how how do I want to craft these videos and how do I want to present these videos? Because the first thing, and I've talked about that in the other videos, was like the problem with that toxicity and the problem with the internet and the problem with YouTube and the problem with the homogenization of everything is that everyone's singing the same fucking tune. So if you're trying to develop your voice and you're trying to be original, guess what? You're not going to sing the same fucking tune as everybody else, right? And
Right.
that should be a goal, right? That to me, that's always been the point. I don't want to make the same video everyone else made. What the hell's the point of that?
Right.
You know?
Right.
If you're going to do something, bring something original to the table.
I kind of agree, but also I think about the trends.
Yeah, but that's
Like,
easy.
I know I cannot make a better coffee than Starbucks, but what if I want to put a coffee shop?
Yeah, but you wouldn't do that unless you had a fresh, innovative way to approach that coffee
take
shop.
on the coffee, or maybe a connection with the coffee.
Exactly. There would be some reason for you doing that. That brings something.
A reason.
Even if it's just Sabino's coffee, because you are a unique individual, and if you're making it might be the same coffee, but you are presenting it, and that makes it unique to you.
My point is that you don't have to be a contrarian to make your point. The last 2 days, I got like really obsessed with reaction videos of music that I like. Megadeth and some Garden Pantera and I don't know, some other 90s band. And I was looking for a connection, I guess. When I was a kid, I showed this song to a friend and they did nothing for them. Mm-hmm. So this is just a reaction like a friend, like a virtual friend. And there was like millions of kids sharing the same reaction to the same song, but only few of them I found that real connection. Mm. Like it's a very neat.
Yeah, I hear you. Like that is the big thing, and I, people bitch about that. People bitch in my comments about like, oh, you're taking so long to get to your point or whatever, and it's like, dude. Yeah. That's part of my personality, and what I'm bringing to the table is I'm going to offer these long-form discussions about it, and I want it to be more of a casual conversation, like you're talking about movies and television with a friend, just like that was the point of this pod. I just want to close out this thought. There are two things that I'm kind of aiming for moving forward through this entire experience. One is it's kind of more of a conversation about less of a review and more of a conversation about creative choices, the creative choices that went into this media. Did it make it good? Did it make it bad? What It's just a way to kind of like dial in the conversation and the critiques, right? And then the other thing, which I feel like I've been doing pretty well already, was really acknowledge the biases, and I think that's a powerful thing because. That I'm seeing a lot through the boys' experience, people are so blinded to the idea that there are different ways to look at things, and art is as unique as every individual person who's looking. It's purely subjective. So I have a lifetime of experience and biases that I am bringing to the viewing of this television episode. Yeah. You have a lifetime of unique perspectives and experience and biases that shape how you see the exact same episode. Yeah. The sheer variety of uniqueness because of that in subjective media is fucking mind-blowing. So I think it's very important not only to acknowledge my own biases, like this is how I'm seeing this. This is how I read this. But also acknowledge that, Sabino, you are a very unique human with a different set of experiences and biases, so you're going to experience it differently. If we align on something, that's awesome, but if not, that's cool too, because art is fucking subjective.
Yeah, I agree. And that type is a very good thing to have, these conversations. Especially when the agreement came, the conversation is over.
True.
Right. So the friction, the tension, that's makes a conversation more,
makes it
fulfilling
interesting. It makes it interesting. If we agree on everything, then there's no point in having a conversation in the first place.
Well, I'm gonna get a beer. I rest my case.
There you go. You mentioned several episodes back you were trying to rollerblade. What's the update on the rollerblading? And do you have a picture you can share?
No, I don't have a picture, man.
How about a picture of you being a metalhead as a youngster?
Oh, I have a picture for that. I'm gonna send it to you.
All right, we'll throw that up as a substitute for the rollerblading.
I painted like mural, not a graffiti.
Okay.
I was very proud of that, and I don't have the full picture, but you can tell in the photo I'm gonna share with you. So I had a room, like a white room, and I wanna paint something in it, and I have red painting and black painting, and the white of the room. So I had to make this mural that I'm gonna share to you, with those two colors.
Okay.
I spent the whole night drawing that. It is the cover art of the Spider-Noir King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime album.
So how's the rollerblading going, or is that like many of our other creative projects has gone to the wayside?
I look at them every day, man, and I just look at them and think about going to the work that it is to put them on. I just got exhausted and do something else instead. But to my defense, the government removed like
your sidewalks and bike lanes.
Yeah, and they habilitated for public transport. They left me without ciclovia, we call it, like a road to safely go into the skate. And roller skate at my age, I fear for I don't know, a fall, and then I'm gonna have to spend the next 40 years like with a painting here.
Yeah.
And then I think about it twice before I put them on.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. I was only asking so that I could talk about my new bike.
Please do.
I did finally get my new bike, and I was very excited about it because so my e-bike story started several years ago when I had e-bike, yeah, electric bike. It started many years ago when I had the budget to afford this shit, and I was like, oh, this looks like fun technology, something interesting, fun to play with.
Right.
And my first one was an electric trike because I was just smitten by how unusual it was. And I had fun with it until the controller crapped out on me, and I have yet to replace it. So I had pre-ordered the electric trike, and because it was a pre-order, I bought one of my lights just went out. We're in the drama mode. I love it.
Right. Some shit is going down
right
with the pre-bike.
Because it was a very early pre-order. I bought a second bike at the same time, which was like a super cheap version. It's called the Electric XP Lite. So it's a folding bike, but it was good enough, but it was also too small for me. I had the seat jacked up as high as it went. I had the handlebars jacked up as high as it went, and I still was not getting the proper extension of my legs. I've just lived with it, and just done my thing and whatever.
But couldn't you just regulate it?
It was good enough. It was good enough, but the fact of the matter was the bike did not fit me. And here's the thing. I'm biking, so I'm up to I bike for 2 hours, 2 hours, 25 miles, 4 days a week. And my logic is,
that's something.
I'm not. It's not like the bike is just sitting in the garage. I am using this fucking thing, right? So
good. Yeah.
Yes, I spent a little cash to get a new bike, but it's like, no, I'm using it. It fits me, and there were other benefits to it, right? So the new bike is very lightweight. It's a roadster bike. It's a rather than like something that folds or like it's not a fat tire or this, that, or the other thing. It's got a small battery.
Sober.
It's like I can actually put it on a regular bike rack, like a vehicle bike rack. It's not cool. Like you'll see the bike and it looks just like a regular bike. It doesn't look like an e-bike.
Right.
And to that point, it's like it's actually really easy to bike without the motor, if I want to do that. But I really like the electric because if you've ever biked,
you're lazy
into a headwind, you know that just a little extra juice is helpful.
Headwinds, you can reach farther distances.
Yeah, headwinds, inclines. Any. I'm in Florida. There are no inclines, but and then actually for what I was looking for is like I actually wanted something with a front suspension and a better seat suspension, because again I mostly stay in my neighborhood. But they added speed bumps, and sometimes I have to get up onto the curb. So there are times when
Did you ever get chased by a dog?
I have, and actually, there is a massive fucking Rottweiler.
Terror.
That is unavoidable every single fucking morning. And
he's out in the open?
And no, the guy walks him. Same time I take my bike ride.
Oh, okay.
And I have this big circuitous route throughout the neighborhood,
right.
And it's like almost every day I will cross paths with this dog, and this dog wants to chase me, and I am just waiting for the day where this guy gets pulled right over, because like he's and I need to put the bell on the bike to like alert him. When I'm sneaking up behind him, and I'm like, because I'll slow down, and I'm like, please don't chase me, but like I'm ready to peel out. That's the other nice thing about the e-bike is, if you need to, like when you get to an intersection, if you want to blaze through it, hit the throttle and just that throttle will get you out of a situation. If you happen to be in one. Yeah. So like there are a lot of and that's the thing, dude. It might be an e-bike, and I might have been riding an e-bike for years, but I've also lost 50, 60 pounds over
Man, you look great. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So it's like, this is my Friday. So I've completed my week of 100 miles of riding. So I switched to this different bike, and all I can think of is now I'm getting that full leg extension. Dude, my legs are wrecked. So yes, I'm riding in the very lowest pedal assist, but dude, like even with that, man. Like if like I still feel it, like I'm still like the benefits, the exercise benefits is still there. It's just like, when the headwind is blowing hard, I have an assistant. Yeah. I have a little bit of assist there, so it's a little bionic assistant.
I can respect that, and we are like the youngest of the elderly
true
people.
We're the geriatric millennials, zennials.
Yeah, this is funny. I can imagine the thumbnail that reads like the boys, especially. We're talking about your fucking bike.
It'll be cut down.
Not a word about Frenchie or Kimiko or whatever.
Well, that's what's funny is all the conversation is about.
I love it, by the way. I'm not complaining.
No, it's a great point. It's a great point about all the secondary characters. but like all of the conversation is about Homelander and like how he was nerfed or whatever the complaints are. But well,
he's
Kimiko,
the strongest character.
Kimiko,
the villain.
I think
I'm sorry.
I do agree. I do agree with one of the complaints that the Kimiko's dialogue was not executed as well as it could have. I hated it. I don't disagree with the choices. Like you see, like even when she was signing, she was saying the same thing. She had a very filthy mouth. That was how she talked, and now all of a sudden it's just coming out of her mouth.
Anyway, it was funny in the.
Yeah, it was. It was still weird, and I don't know how you fix that, but it was weird and off-putting. That being said, I loved their arc. Kimiko and Frenchie. Me too. Loved it.
Yeah.
From start to finish. I loved that they tried to be non-romantic. I loved that was part of the storyline without
very organic.
Exactly.
Right?
I think that did speak to, a platonic relationship, a non-romantic platonic relationship, and I wanted to, that was something that I wanted to see as well. Like you don't have to hook up. Like that isn't a thing that needs to happen. So it's
more powerful.
Yeah, and so it was more impactful when they've gotten so close, and yes, they are going to be, they are destined for each other.
Yeah,
I love
Jim and Pam from The Office. It's a couple that meant to be.
Loved the musical interludes with them. I thought that was really well done.
Oh, you liked that?
I did, and especially the way like they brought that back. Where I don't remember where was it in the final season. They brought back that song. They just used that song again. I think that was the song in in Spider-Noir. I've been very excited for Spider-Noir, and I had the wrong date on the calendar, but. I just watched the first episode this afternoon, and I was very, very pleased with it. And they use that song in as a centerpiece there too, and it's a great song. And they also did a really awesome riff on that song, and extended it and turned it into something else. So it was just fucking amazing performance inside the episode for that song. And again, like I'm not the guy that sits like, ooh, that was a great song. I that is just not something I do. But how the style, the art style of Spider-Noir and what they're doing with that show, based on the first episode, I will have more to say later. It was just it was such a creative, beautiful execution of that song and the performance and what it meant. So I can't praise that enough.
I have a question.
Yes.
The Spider-Noir you're talking about, is that Nic Cage?
That is Nic Cage, yes.
I thought it was a movie.
It's an 8-episode series that is executive.
Streaming where?
Amazon. And since
had that.
Oh, well, that makes it easier for you because it is in both black and white and a color version.
Yeah, I know.
Although the color version is tweaked.
I hated that.
The color version is tweaked to look like that period. So it is a very specific color treatment.
It rubbed me in the wrong way, like having a black and white version, kind of the Justice League, Zack Snyder, the black and white and the color version. Like in the case of Zack Snyder, looked like pretentious, and because
it was
sounds more
So
it was.
Well, this one because
but in this case sounds more like sounds more like an imposition of the studio.
No, it's not. No, it's not an imposition. I would say the color version might be the imposition of the studio. Because
I'm talking about the color version.
Okay. Yeah, because it's
the noir.
Right, the whole point.
Noir.
Yeah, the whole point is that it's black.
Maltese
totally.
Falcon,
okay, we're on the same page. We're on the same page. Yeah, we had.
Bogart.
Okay, yeah. Agree. I think they were doing the
third man.
The color, almost like fucking dude. The Man Who Wasn't There. That's modern noir, but still.
The Man Who Wasn't There, the Coen. Yeah,
dude, that's me. Like, in my 20s, like, I know you're, like, super classic noir, but I'm like, no, The Man Who Wasn't There, Billy Bob Thornton, that was, I love that when it was back in the day.
The Schindler's List.
Is that noir?
Yeah, is highly saturated, play with shadows to increase the the contrast.
Yeah. So yeah,
it's a war noir.
The show was lit and designed to be black and white. Obviously, it's shot in color, but it was lit to be that high contrast black and white. And
Sin City.
And they're perfect. That's a wonderful example, right?
That's a very good call, man. I didn't know that it was a series. I was preparing myself because it was growing into me like the Spider-Noir because of the look of it and Nic Cage. And I don't know what the fuck is a Spider-Noir, so I'm very intrigued in how you're going to make Nic Cage throw a web.
Yes, and that was literally my big blocker going into this because I just watched 2017's The Mummy last night with Tom Cruise.
Oh, right.
With Tom Cruise. I've watched both of them.
I thought you were talking about Boris Karloff.
So I watched that 2 nights ago, and then I fell asleep probably for the last half of it.
Of course. Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, the premise I have for a video would be like, okay, Lee Cronin's Mummy is bad, but like, is it Tom Cruise the Mummy bad? Like, how bad is it? That's the premise. I have all the movies downloaded. I have all the Mummy movies downloaded.
I believe you.
To watch, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch. I don't know if I want to commit to watching all of them, and that's that. I don't know what that video would be, but like, Lee Cronin, Lee Cronin, and then Tom Cruise's Mummy. Like that feels like there's an angle there. Here's the have you seen the 2017 Mummy?
No, I don't want to see it.
It's dog shit, man. It is really bad. I think the big issue most people will have with it is that you have the epitome of leading man movie star Tom fucking Cruise.
Yeah.
Playing this dumb asshole.
Oh.
Like his character is this dumb dick. And it was just like such raw.
Does it have an arc?
Kind of, sort of, and they're setting up like the alternate, the minimum. The alternate MCU, right, is what they were trying to do. So they turn him into a hero at the end, but like he is, and it's not even playing against character, playing against type. He is playing a character he should have never been. Like, he is just not. I could not get over the fact that it was Tom Cruise in this role. It was too big of a stretch. And going into Spider-Noir, that's like you were saying earlier.
Oh, that's a sensation, yeah.
Nic Cage is getting a little too old to play those kinds of roles.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, I will tell you, I will set your mind at ease. At least in the first episode, he is being treated as this older, retired superhero. So he's not.
Would it be better to Tobey Maguire, that role?
You could have, I think, because he did. He did. Nic Cage did the voice for Spider-Noir in the Spider-Verse movie. So that was part of all of this. Lord and Miller are.
I haven't seen the multiverse, and yeah, I know. I haven't. You know what? I'm gonna watch it tonight because I know it's a fun movie, and I didn't want to watch it because I don't know. I was saving it, I guess.
Yeah, they're fantastic movies, and his Spider-Noir in those movies.
That's the voice. Oh, yeah.
It's Nic Cage, and he's in black and white. In like in that aesthetic style. So even in a full color world, this character is in black and white. So
multiverse. Yeah,
exactly. No, it's a really good execution, creative execution of the character. So yeah, they might be like theoretically aging him down, like mentally, like they're pretending he's a little bit younger, but I was afraid they were going to pretend he's like way younger, and you just have to you have to get over the fact that he has an old face, you know. But that does not seem to be the case. They are treating it like he takes hits and he falls down and he's responding like he's an old man, you know, not like an ancient man, but he's a
wonderful actor. He can play anything.
He's playing it
so weird.
He's playing it genuinely the way he looks. Yeah. So there is an authenticity to it.
Nic Cage, he starts in one of my favorite movies of all time, the Raising Arizona.
You know, I don't know that I've ever seen that one. Yeah.
Man, you're in for a treat. Like a cinematographical treat. Like the way you move your camera around.
Really? Okay.
Back in the days when you have the film going on. There are some shots that you wouldn't believe. The story is corny and everything, but Nic Cage plays an anti-hero, an idiot, like a cartoon, a Woody Woodpecker, like literal Woody Woodpecker cartoon. But then you have Live in Las Vegas, and then you have the vampire, or not the beast, or man. I'm a fan of Nic Cage. I think
I have a lot of respect for him. Yeah, I'd have to, certainly after coming off of The Incredible Weight, or The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Right. Oh, Face Off. Connor. Yeah. Connor was playing like the gallant, hot Nicolas Cage.
Right.
Like, if you can imagine, right?
Peak, right? All right, buddy. I will say, I've been watching movies a second time, just to be sure, as part of my YouTubing process, my prep process for a video, and it was Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I am excited for you to watch that one, and we can because I really do. There are just movies like Project Hail Mary, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, The Boys. I want that other opinion. I want your opinion on it, just to make sure I'm not fucking batshit crazy on this. Because it did seem like Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die was getting was very decently reviewed. But it played like an airplane movie for me, like a movie you would watch on an airplane on a flight, and okay, that existed, all right. Like, and there are good parts of it, and there are good elements, and there's ideas, but like it is so fucking sloppy. Like the world it creates does not make fucking sense.
The plane analogy played perfectly in my head. Like you have a screen like this size, and you're not watching the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Sam Rockwell is fucking awesome, and like I said,
Sam Rockwell, I'm a fan of.
He's amazing.
I loved him in Iron Man 2.
And a great performance.
Exactly. Very unpopular opinion.
And like I said in my video, even if you only watch the first 15-20 minutes of Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, like just watch that. That's enough, because the movie is this 15-20 minute monologue of Sam Rockwell just monologuing inside a diner. It's a brilliant opening. It is so genius. It's such a great way to open a film, such a great showcase. It's very bold, it's very inventive. Right. And then everything just the movie goes completely off the rails, and not in a good way after that.
Well,
so there you go. All right, buddy. That's it. Let's call it.
Let's call it.